Good morning everyone, welcome back. So we have quite a few good news coming out for the future of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin trading here in India. We're going to talk about this interview which was happened on Economic Times with the Secretary of Economic Affairs, Subhash Chandra Garg. And we're also going to talk about the Tron Foundation. They decided to burn about 1 billion token and they call it an Independence Day. And also the new USDT kind of token, like the trust token, which is called True USD, they raised about 1 million, not 1 million, about 20 million of funding from some of the largest venture capitalists. So I think this is all a very good news. And also this is not a financial advice, just my personal opinion. So the first news that I really want to start with this future of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin here in India. We saw yesterday that there was a tweet from Crypto Qanun saying that the Supreme Court is going to have a hearing on 3rd of July instead of having the 21st of July, because by the declaration of the RBI, the exchanges would have to shut down after 5th of July until and unless there is another hearing and all that. So in the view of that, in fact, Supreme Court is going to do that on the 3rd of July so that whatever decision is that they can take right before that, and hopefully they can let the exchanges to continue trading. Not only that, one of the very important thing that I really want to play this. So this is Subhash Chandra Garg, I think the Secretary of Economic Affairs, and he was talking to Economic Times and he was asked as to what exactly is happening with the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The one thing that he really mentioned is that he's already drafted a document on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. He's looking at as to what part of the cryptocurrencies should be regulated, should be banned, and what part of the cryptocurrencies should not be. So clearly, what it signals that the whole cryptocurrency is not going to be banned. So let me play this for a minute.
Because you're heading a committee on the future of Bitcoins in India. Tax department wants to ban it. There are voices within the government that believe that Bitcoin could be a reality. Is it a solution, or is the panel in favor of tough riders? I mean, what is your personal call on this one?
Yeah, now on that we are fairly close to developing a kind of template which we think might be in the best interest of our country. And we have prepared a kind of draft which we intend to discuss with the committee members in the first week of July. And hope to then, so we've actually moved quite a lot in that what part of this business should be banned, what should be preserved and what not. That kind of lot of detailed work has happened, and now we should be in a position to wrap this up in the first fortnight of July.
Awesome. So the first week of July they have come up with the solution. I think already they're going to be presenting it. So I don't know. I really think that the cryptocurrency exchanges are going to be continuing just like as they are. So this is definitely a celebration time for everyone who has been, not yet maybe we have to wait for a couple of days, but I think this is definitely a good news coming out, right? And coming on to the next news, so trust token. Now this is one of the reasons why this is so important, is that most people say that the cryptocurrencies are going back to zero, the cryptocurrencies are bubble. Now just imagine this trust token company, which is actually building up the USDT kind of token, which is like $1 per token. They raised about 20 millions of dollars from some of the biggest venture capitalist firms, like for example Block Tower Capital, Danua Capital, GGV Capital. Now imagine one thing, if the cryptocurrencies are not here to stay, they're not the future, these venture capitalists, they would not invest into something like that, and that too into a stable coin, right? So you might ask, what is the difference between the USDT and another True USD? So this is called True USD, and so the main difference they say is that the True USD and Tether is that trust token does not hold any of the funds. So Tether, in case of Tether, they hold all the funds, but in case of trust token, they don't hold any funds. When the True USD gets purchased, trust token works with the licensed trust companies that already manage billions of dollars to open up an escrow account on behalf of the True USD. So basically, this is all handled through the third party escrow who actually verifies the transactions and ensures that the company have the same amount of USD, which is equivalent to the number of True USD which is in the circulation. However, the funny thing really happened when they actually started trading on the Binance. All of a sudden the price actually went to $1.40, which is very funny because the true USD is supposed to be at $1, to which they said that it was some issue with because of the bot trading, and they warned the users that they should not, if at all they see the price of true USD going beyond $1, they should stay away from it, because they say that it does not make sense to pay more than $1 for something that is essentially claimed to be $1 only, right? So for example, if somebody wants to encash it to 120, 140, that's going to be a loss of 20 or 40 cents. And the last one I really want to share is the Tron. So Tron is celebrating an Independence Day. Like I said, they have always been very dramatic on everything that they do. So they call it an Independence Day, the mainnet launch. Not only that, they're going to be burning about 1 billion of Tron. Now they said that this is the biggest, which is worth 50 million. And they say that this is a historic moment because this is the most amount of money destroyed in the human history. First of all this money was actually created out of thin air. Right now, Tron does not have any working project. So this is all like a thin air, right? So anyway, now the total supply of the Tron is going to be 99 billion, which was earlier about 100 billion. And so do you think that we have an impact on the price? Because of course the supply is gone less and then there is more demand. I don't see that, because the circulating supply is still going to be remaining the same. What they have burned is the tokens that they have held in their custody. So I don't see any price movement happening because of that. And of course, but this since they are launching their mainnet, once some of the DApp starts building up, I do see some kind of price movement as well. So definitely let me know your opinion on what do you think about the future of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin here in India. This Economic Times talk and yesterday's notice of Supreme Court having on 3rd of July. What do you think is the future of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin here? Do you think a lot of positivity? Do you think the cryptocurrency exchanges are going to be continuing as they are? Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like or a dislike and leave your comment in the comment box, and I'll see you next time. Take care.